N7 Radio. Broadcasting now.
Hello, Mass Effect Nation. Welcome to episode 5 of N7 Radio, the premier Mass Effect Andromeda news, information, and theory podcast, where we talk about all stuff regarding Mass Effect and Mass Effect Andromeda. With your hosts, Raizer, BioFan, Chachi, and Kay. Now, before we get into this episode, make sure you check out last episode where we had another special guest, Gamer MD83. You can click here on screen for the link or just go in the description below.
Or, if this is your first time joining us and you have no idea what's going on, you can start by watching our first episode by clicking the link that's also on the screen.
That's a good idea, too.
Yeah.
It's great to start from the beginning. That way you kind of have context as to who we are. And speaking of who we are, I'm Raizer. You may have seen me on YouTube and Twitter and the rest of the extranet. I do Mass Effect Andromeda news, information, and theories, and I also dabble in other games as well. Make sure you check me out in the links provided below, or click on my little picture here on screen.
Hi, I am BioFan. I'm a BioWare YouTuber. I do videos about Mass Effect Andromeda and Dragon Age Inquisition, like news updates and analyzing trailers and all sorts of fun stuff. You can find me on YouTube, obviously, by clicking my picture. Or I'm also on Twitter and Tumblr and Facebook. If there's a place on the internet I can be, I'm pretty much there. So, yeah.
And I'm everywhere BioFan isn't, maybe? I don't know. But my name is
You sound like you're gonna attack me or something.
I know, right? My opponent here doesn't even go to all the places I go to.
He supports Big Gummy.
Oh, no.
And once I had him tell a puppy to stop bucking. Do you put your trust in BioFan? I tell you, I do not. It's my best Kentucky accent. I don't know why I went for Kentucky there.
Why did we go back to, like, the South in the 19...
I do declare so.
I do declare.
Anyway. Hey, I'm Chachi Bobinks. I am a podcaster, a BioWare geek, a writer, I don't know, sometimes I sing in my car a little bit. You can find me on Twitter at Chachi Bobinks, through my group, The Dialogue Wheel, which is at Dialogue Wheel on Twitter as well. And in other places, mostly Starbucks. Look forward to chatting with all of you some more. Give us some follows.
It's pumpkin spice latte season.
It is.
I understand that.
Pumpkin spice latte.
It's so good, though.
I am not a big fan of pumpkin anything, and I'm the loser.
You need to leave right now. You are no longer welcome as a member of this podcast.
I'm the weird one. I'm the weird one out, and I'm Kay, GTG, gIrltriesgames, and I'm a YouTuber. You can click my picture here to subscribe, and I do a lot of Let's Plays and lore analysis. And you can also find me on Twitch and Twitter.
Twitch and Twitter. It's funny how
she does the Twitches and the Twitters.
The Twitches and the Twitters.
That sounds like a horrible disease. I twitch and I Twitter. I need medicine.
Parkinson's or something.
That's horrible.
Well,
Can you
Chachi's
imagine
still
if
out.
Joker also had something that made him like Twitch and Twitter and like put his legs at risk of just shattering from just sitting still?
Well, you know, he wasn't very good about taking his medicine that Dr. Chocolates gave him.
Yeah. And you think medicine in the future would be really easy to take.
Yeah, you
like,
think
here,
it would be
open
like...
this bag and breathe it in.
Yeah, like you would think like, there'd be, or like put like everything is in patch form or something.
Yeah.
patch form would be so nice.
Or you download it to your brain chip or something.
Or it's a chewable gum or something. Here's a piece of gum that cures whatever. Cancer. Chew this for 5
That would be
minutes.
Awesome.
And it's strawberries.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Or I can't wait for Medigel. Medigel.
So, something pretty interesting happened with me and Chachi this past week, guys.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
Tell us about it.
We took a little bitty trip over to a little place called BioWare Austin.
Oh, I thought you went to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
They had a wait list that was pretty extensive there, so we decided to just go BioWare.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
You
second on our bucket list.
Texans.
So what happened at this BioWare place? This big government building?
First of all, let me just say, parking in that part of Austin is freaking ridiculous. It took me because I was there with somebody else.
In that part of Austin, Chachi, it's all parts of Austin.
Well, okay, but anywhere else I went, I could find a parking space. That particular place, World Market, had 18 parking lots, and I could not find a spot in any of them for 17 minutes. None on the street, none in the lot. I'm how do people buy food in Austin? I think everyone is starving to death in Austin. I am sincerely worried.
Why do you think everyone's so skinny?
You have no access to food.
We have no access to parking, so therefore we have no access to food.
God, right? Or they all have to go
Everything's
walk
delivered
to
by
get
drones.
their food and only get a day's worth at a time because you can't really walk back with that much food. It was ridiculous.
Austin is the new place to be too, I've heard.
Yeah.
It's the fastest growing city in the US.
Huh.
And it's
That's interesting.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah, the only place you can find parking at in Austin is IHOP. That's it.
Does that say something
The
good
best
about
place.
Austin or bad about IHOP?
I know, right?
Exactly.
No one in Austin likes pancakes. This is evident by this statistical anomaly. It's a huge room of 5,000 scientists are looking over this for some reason. And everyone's why the hell are we listening to this?
Austin.
You know, our
connection.
Our big dish of Austin is the breakfast taco, so I guess that kind of takes care of all of their breakfast food items.
Yeah, they don't really do tacos at IHOP. Not at ours, at least.
No, I don't think they do. But so anyway, I was driving and Chachi was trying to give directions. And so this, we're trying to find where it is, and we go through, I think, 3 different parking lots. I make Chachi get out of the car against her will and ask, 3 different people.
Strangers.
And eventually we go through, 3 construction zones.
For an hour almost an entire hour.
We were gonna get there, an hour early, so we were, there, ready to go, had some time to deep breathe and get ready, but no, we showed up just 10 minutes before because we couldn't find where it was.
Is the GPS not working?
Well, no, it wasn't that. They were in an unmarked building, a completely
They were in an
unmarked
unmarked building, and it was really confusing
so
where
stealthy.
it was.
Yeah.
It was super stealthy.
They're nobody knows that we're this awesome fucking company.
Yeah.
Hide it.
We are the shadow brokers.
We even talked to people who were housed in the same exact building as them, shared walls with them, and they're still I don't know, I never even heard of BioWare before. I'm get out,
wow.
leave this planet,
Wow.
go.
Yeah, you don't belong on Earth.
I drove away.
I would
You guys
know, I know who's in the building next to me. I might not know who's in the building 4 streets down, but when I share walls with somebody, I typically know what that business is. But okay, I digress.
Good idea.
Yeah.
So we get there, and they have the system where you ring a doorbell, and then the front desk lady lets you in, and then
buzzes
we
you
go in, and there's Star Wars stuff, and Vivian was on a poster and stuff. It was just really cool.
Yeah.
And you guys walk down a huge long hallway where at the end there's 2 men wearing suits, and then some guy put his
Kinda
eyes
felt like
over
that.
a little laser and scanned
I had
his
a
eye.
choice between a blue pill and a red pill, and
Which one
I
did you
mashed them
choose?
together. Yeah.
Which one did you choose? The purple pill?
I took them both.
I don't
YOLO.
care which pill, as long as I can eat it with applesauce.
Okay,
What
so-
is with this southern
I don't
know.
thing going on today?
What's happening to me?
why are we talking like this and things?
Tomorrow I'll be a Louisiana lawyer or something. from KFC.
My client.
My client did not
I
eat
do
the chicken
declare,
bone.
sir.
Wait, that's not South now, that's European. What is
Yeah, I
that?
don't know what that was.
I don't understand all the accents. I'm speaking tongues now. This is strange.
It's from your long
So-
day of work.
I'm being
So we go in
indoctrinated.
and we met their community manager there for Austin, Eric Musco. Super nice guy. And we started out interviewing Courtney Woods, who was a writer there, and that was a lot of fun. Chachi, you want to talk bits and things?
Oh yeah. Oh, I have to tell you, here is what excited me the most. I want to be in community management. That's like a career goal for me. And one of the things that Eric talked to us about was how most people they see that as a gateway to get into other things, like being community. and then become like a level designer or be in community and become a writer or whatever. And I was like, I just want to be in community. But I thought it was really cool because Eric and Courtney, I think Courtney said this too, correct me if I'm wrong, but Eric at least started off doing a podcast, and that's how he got his foot into the gaming industry. And I'm like, fudge, yeah.
You're on the right track.
Yes. Don't remember, or Courtney was doing something before. I don't remember what it was. We'll have to listen to the podcast. But anyway, so
you mean the interview?
Huh?
You mean the interview, not the podcast?
Or yeah, the interview. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, words.
But yeah, we interviewed Courtney Woods, who's a writer that worked on The Descent, and then we interviewed Jordan Koch, who was a level designer. Currently, they are both working on Mass Effect Andromeda, but they didn't really have anything that they could tell us about that. So
yeah, no.
That sucks.
No Andromeda news, but the good thing is
we
we got
didn't
to...
get us all the juicy secrets.
Not this time.
Well,
Fail.
we accomplished one major mission. We did tell them that we would absolutely love to see Morden the Baby Krogan make an appearance.
Yes, and you know what their reply to that was? Especially from
They
Eric.
laughed.
Yeah, they
They
laughed.
laughed
They
a
thought
lot.
it was funny. They all got a good little chortle out of it. But then as we were leaving, I turned to Eric and I was like, you know, this is just like a joking thing, but we kind of hope it catches on a little bit. And he goes, that's exactly what you do, because then sometimes things happen. So you guys never stop talking about More Than the Baby Krogan, because if there are not plans for him to be in there, we can totally make this a thing. You know?
That's awesome.
All of our future podcasts are going to be named Morden the Baby Krogan.
All of them.
All of them.
I'm going to start
First,
hashtagging
Morden.
everything with it.
We brought him to life.
Her.
Her to life. Her. Anyway, so y'all continue to embrace More Than Baby Krogan. This could be a
Yes.
thing. I'm just saying.
The studio was cool. They had like beanbags and stuff, and concept art on the wall, and all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Was it like a
Awesome.
huge room full of computers and awesome
Nice.
things? Did you get to see that far into the studio? Or did they keep you kind of in the?
There's lots of computers and things. Like we saw most of the studio. There's nothing
Yeah.
spoilery.
They have
that we
these
saw.
massive walls built, though. They're like probably about as tall as I am. So they're a good 5 foot up or so. And they separate the walkways from where the computers are, and they have like little breaks for doors. And so all the computers are facing different directions, and those walls are there to where you really can't see them. So they kind of have it pretty secure.
And
so-
even if you're 6'3" and you can see over the walls, there still wasn't really anything very spoilery. So, but it was really
Some
cool to
people,
see
6'3".
it was really cool to kind of see where the magic happens, and sometimes literally where it actually happens. And,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was really, really cool. It was probably the best Monday I've ever had in my life. So,
Yeah. Exactly, right? What a way to start the week off. And
Yeah.
you know, part of me was kind of disappointed that I didn't see anything spoilery, but then I reminded myself that the most important thing was, well, there were two things. There were two things about that visit that were super important to me. One was just being there, because even though we couldn't see what was going on, we could still like breathe the same air as these people who create something we truly love.
Yeah.
And
I
that was
smelled-
so important to me. Huh?
I got a whiff of the infamous BioWare coffee supply.
Oh God, it was
brewed
beautiful.
with fan tears.
There are literally Keurigs like everywhere, like around every corner. There is a Keurig with pods, and just
Oh wow.
I was like, I
wanna
need
be
to
there
live
right
here.
now.
But then the second most important thing was that we established relationships with people who are working on Mass Effect Andromeda. So I feel kind of confident that we made a good impression. And then maybe when important things do come up and they do want to find fans to help them really promote this stuff, we're already on the top of their minds. We made sure we dropped N7 Radio quite a lot. So
And I also got to meet some of the amazing people that gave us that Nug King scene from the Descent DLC.
Yeah.
Oh man. Apparently, I did like a reaction video to it, and the writers were like, or like everybody was kind of waiting around. And they were kind of like, I wonder when someone's gonna find it. I wonder when someone's gonna find it, like the day of launch. And then I put my video up like not long after. I think it was probably like maybe like 8 in the morning or something when I finally had it up, because I'm one of those people that stays up for DLC because I can't sleep when there's DLC. So
Yeah.
I put it up, and I think like they saw it, and then it got apparently like sent around to all of BioWare, which is really embarrassing to me because I was like so sleep deprived and so emotional. So many nuts. Oh my god.
I didn't find that myself. I needed someone to tell me. But it was the most awesome.
I found it by complete accident. I was like, okay, let's go down this tunnel, and then it was like this bridge
I'm just gonna jump.
And then like I was like, oh my god, so many nugs, and then I was like, okay, I need to film this because there's never gonna be this many nugs ever again in my life in one place. And so then I was like, oh my god, so many nugs, and then I kind of followed the nugs, and then like, oh, like it wants me to put cheese here, okay. And then like the best scene of my entire, oh my god, best scene ever like plays, and I was so not expecting this. Oh my god.
Uh-oh. I don't have a nug. I feel sad.
And Chachi brought me a golden nug all the way from PAX.
Yes.
Nice.
I was the nug mama of PAX apparently because I got.
Yeah.
I managed to sneak my way into coming up with 4 of them. And they actually had a limit on how many you could buy, and it was not 4.
Yep.
Yep. But apparently, when you go and buy nugs from one person, and you go back and they're like, you can't have more nugs, and then the next day you go back and you talk to a completely different person, they have no idea. And I am so sorry to any ethics people who will be mad that I got that many nugs. But what else would have
their
happened?
money at the end of the day. I mean, you know.
I'm just saying, they went into good hands. I was a good nug mama, and it was like a rescue mission.
Good nug mama.
I saved them from life of
first
boxery.
Dragon Age?
What?
I think there's a quest in the first Dragon Age where you have to go round up a bunch of nugs.
Oh,
around
you
those
do.
that
Right?
are-
I was just being the warden, okay? I was rounding up nugs. That's it.
Taking
That's
the
what was
leaf
going
out
on.
of the hero of Ferelden's.
I was being the hero for Eldon.
So,
The hero of Ferelden's most perilous deed of collecting nugs.
Golden
so
nugs.
speaking,
And let
so
me
speaking of,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, so, okay. So speaking of nugs, nugs have feet. And you know what else has feet?
Nugs do
Other
have creepy
nugs.
feet. What
Those
else has
aliens from the trailer of Mass Effect Andromeda that have shaped feet. I think it was like our first episode. We talked a lot about feet.
Yeah, the
And we were
feet
like,
podcast.
Feet foot podcast.
We
So
have a foot thing going on here.
thing
I
going
don't
on
know
here.
where it's going, but
So I went back and I was like, okay, I'm determined to look and see, like, okay, obviously this could be a new race, but if it's not, I'm gonna go look at like every race's fleet. And this was a very tasking process because there's a lot of races in Mass Effect. So I eventually stumbled upon something that was quite the unlikely choice. But then I looked at it, and then I looked at kind of how their body is shaped and how their head is shaped, especially how their like hoof foot things are shaped. And you know what? They kind of look like Vorcha.
Ooh.
Yeah, they do a little bit
They
look like
do
Vorcha,
look
like
like
bigger
Vorcha.
Vorcha, like more evolved Vorcha.
Yeah,
Like,
these are awesome for
Vorcha that have been up in their protein, kind of.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Codex entry did say that the Vorcha were able to adapt and evolve at a very
Yeah.
fast rate.
Yes.
So maybe since the time of Mass Effect
Ooh.
3, they've just grown to become a stronger species, as naturally any species would, evolving over
Yeah.
a long period of
They've
time.
buffed up.
And it ties into my theories that we might see races we've seen before, but in a different form because of, adaptation to your natural environment and stuff like that. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could talk to a Vorcha and they'll be like, years ago we were stupid things, and now bow to me. Or if they even sounded like that still. That'd be horrible. They evolved to this strong, powerful Krogan species, but they still talk like that all the time.
Imagine if their voice just got
Talking
higher
about
and higher and
quantum
higher.
physics in
So
that
they'd be like,
voice.
Sound like by the end of it, they sound like what's their face, that boxer guy. Why can't I think of his name right now?
Who?
God, what is his name? The boxer who talks with that high pitched voice. I can't think of
Oh,
his
Mike Tyson?
Yes, Mike Tyson. They'll be like Mike Tyson, super powerful, but still this adorable little voice.
All the Vorchas have little Mike Tyson voices. Mike
So-
Tyson actually does the voice for all of the Vorchas. No.
So are
That's
those
Mark Mayer.
the Vorcha are the only aliens that have the like kind of elongated foot, like standing on the heels,
Like
I mean,
the
on
backwards leg bit
toes
and then
thing?
the hoof. They've got it, but then so do other races, but I was looking
Yeah.
at that one, and that one looks like really, really close to it.
Yeah.
It does, actually. If you take a look at the picture of the Vorcha, it looks nearly identical. The feet and the body looks similar, and the head looks similar. Like I said, it just looks like a more evolved.
So it could be another race, but again, like with what little we know currently.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't have a foot fetish, so I have not studied the feet of all the aliens in Mass
I'm a
Effect.
biology person, so I'm just looking at it from more of an academic
Right.
standpoint.
Yes,
Sure,
yes,
right.
academic, yes.
Yes.
Academic foot fetish.
For science!
For science. But I thought that, let's see, I thought that most of them kind of had legs / feet, like the elongated foot thing standing on the toes. No?
Well, like Quarians and Solarians
Let's see,
have it, but it's not like the flat hoof.
Well, before we move on, there was something I completely forgot about until just now when I was looking through stuff I had saved that I wanted to bring up. There was a little bit of conversation that was had on Twitter. This may not mean anything, but you know BioWare, and this is the kind of games they like to play. Love you, BioWare, a lot. But there was a conversation had between Twitter user Flickamachula. His name's Mike, all right? I know how to say the username. But between him, Mike Gamble, and Yannick Roy. And we all know Yannick is like the king of dropping shit left and right? Like I scope out his stuff because he's so good about this. So Mike, user, fan, whatever, had said, in honor of Ask a Stupid Question Day, this is on September the 28th, any chance some Mass Effect Andromeda news? To which Mike Gamble replied, I'll have to wait until give a stupid answer day to reply. Tongue in cheek, right? Right? To which Yannick replied, like squirrels do with nuts, we're hoarding them for winter. Is that stupid enough? Like, yeah.
Wait, when's the first
and
day?
Mike Gamble replies, I think so. So there are two things that are coming up in winter, what we would deem as winter. One in 7 Day. Obviously, we expect something there. But also, there is a PlayStation 4 event that's coming up in December.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
GamerX is in December, too.
GamerX is in December as well.
Yeah.
And that's
going.
correct. I don't see GamerX being something that they would drop something huge and important.
They
at,
might
though.
do like a panel.
It's fairly
'cause
small.
It's a very
They would-
small con. It's smaller
Yes.
than the smallest packs, in all honesty.
I've been
Yeah.
to all of the Gamer X's that have existed, and it's so small.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So I
small.
don't see GamerX being something where they drop an exclusive.
Yeah.
And I don't know that anyone working on Mass Effect is going. I know the weeks are, but it
No,
seems
well-
like it's more Dragon Age.
Well, BioWare's confirmed to go, and then also they have usually a panel or something with a Q&A session. So, for example, we found out with Inquisition, for example, when they went to GamerX, that Iron Bull could romance anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something that
That
Yep,
was also
but that was-
relevant to the theme of the con. Though,
Exactly.
That he was pansexual. It's a con for being inclusive for all.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
a few
hopefully.
reveals over there, but they were all related to. Yeah, they were all related.
are we talking like Canadian winter that's only like a few weeks away, or like
Exactly,
are we
it
talking
starts-
like
Right? I think Edmonton
Like-
winter starts like next week. So
yeah? So
Next week, we'll get Mass Effect Andromeda information.
exactly. But I thought that was a really cute little exchange, and I think we have something to look forward to. I would put more money on it being the PlayStation 4 event. But at the same time,
I don't know, I'm
BioWare is
feeling
so
in
heavily
7
tied
Day.
with Xbox that it may go more in 7 Day. You know, like there may
Yeah.
be contractual issues that would keep them from doing exclusive updates and stuff.
I just remember BioWare at E3, they showed us that image after the trailer saying transmissions will resume later this year. And, later this year
It's winter.
and 7 Day and
it's winter.
Yeah. So I could see Yannick Roy using that as an excuse to satisfy that fan and to give a hint, while at the same time not really saying anything that wasn't already said. You know,
Right.
he's just reiterating what that image portrayed at the end of E3,
And if it's holiday 2016 and they stick with that kind of release time frame, that will be a year before release, and that's kind of when a lot of trailers and details and everything start coming out, because now it's like really quiet, so it should for
Unless
such
you're
a
Fallout
large
4
title
and do it a few months before. But I think we're definitely gonna get some news at the earliest N7 Day.
I think N7 Day will be the start of the real Mass Effect Andromeda news storm, because they'll have a whole year to market it, so they
Right.
could throw stuff at us, you know, a lot more often than they have the last 2 years. It's just been tidbits every N7
but
Day.
BioWare typically follows a model of like a year before release is really when things start to come out, and then 6 months is when stuff really starts to come out, and then a few months it's too much for YouTubers to handle. Like, we're just like, nope,
So much stuff coming out everywhere.
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 No spoilers.
All the YouTubers leave their computers and go outside.
Nope, can't do it. Overload. So there could be some contractual issue that would keep them from being able to use the competitor's product to give an exclusive, since with Dragon Age it was severely the other way around.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting, because a lot of gamers right now, one of the huge topics that gamers talk about in current gaming culture is exclusivity, and a lot of gamers hate it. They think that it separates fans from other fans.
It really does.
But people gotta look that gaming is also an industry, and these companies have to function as an industry. So while we as fans may, you know, feel betrayed,
Business first.
business has to come, otherwise
right.
these games can't be made, at least to the scale that they are now, you know.
I understand. It doesn't mean I have to be happy about it.
Yeah. I can kind of like, I can survive with it being like for a month or two exclusives, like Xbox gets it early or something. I have an Xbox, so I'm totally okay with it. But if it were the reverse, I'd kind of be mad, but I could survive because I would eventually get it. But for games being exclusive to like one specific platform, it's kind of like,
to me, that's almost not a good idea just from a marketing perspective, because you may get more sales from that console than you would if you had it on both consoles, but if you have the game on both consoles, you get more overall sales, just total. So it's like, why limit
you
yourself?
widen your audience.
Yeah, you get a bigger audience demographic, and then, you know, you have all the console war people saying, oh, the PS4 can play it better, though. Well, you know what, the PC could do it all better.
PC
Consoles
Master
are...
Race is
PC
the right
Master
answer. So, there's no...
Though when I play on PC, I use an Xbox One controller.
Oh, that's
I have an Xbox One and my PC right next to each other. Like, I love consoles and I love PCs, but I also recognize the fact that the Xbox One is a 2013 December gaming computer. Like, at best, it's the top of the line from 2013, early 2014 gaming PCs. Like, it's so outdated just because they have to manufacture all the little hardware times and make them all get tiny so it could fit in the box to go in your living room. You know, like, but I still respect the console, and, you know, I'm just saying that exclusivity is, in my eyes, I don't know what my overall point was of this.
Well, I think at best we are going to get something in 7 Day. I'm like counting on it. If we don't, I would be really
guaranteed.
Surprised.
Pretty guaranteed. Like, I mean, like way back last year, they gave us concept art back when we didn't even have a title. So, I mean, at worst, we can get more concept art. And I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, as long as there's something.
We'll overanalyze it to the death.
By the end of it, we're going to have names for it. We're going to know its personal history, who it's dating.
Now, this crater, the angle of its shadow determines that.
Yeah, I mean, last year's N7 Day, I just went to like total overhaul detail of it, and there's actually, they gave us a bit of information. Actually, my belief, I think, that last year's N7 Day, that 1 hour Twitch cast, was the most information we got about Mass Effect Andromeda at once.
At once, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And I was just actually excited when, like, I actually, because when I saw that it was going to be an hour Twitch cast, I was going to be like, okay, they're just going to talk about, how much they enjoy making it and show you the background stuff, which is cool, but there's not going to be, like, any solid Mass Effect information, if anything. But no, they showed us images, and they talked a lot about exploration and the direction they want to take the game, and there's a lot of stuff to infer, even from the stuff that they didn't say much about. So this... And 7 Day, we're definitely going to get something more than that.
I can't wait.
So that winter thing, you know what month is also in winter? January. And you know what happens in January?
Is it your birthday?
PAX South.
Oh, PAX South.
And you know who's going to PAX South?
I'm going to
Me
PAX South.
Me and Chachi.
Sweet.
With luck, you might get to actually see Mass Effect Andromeda in person. That would be amazing.
Or talk to devs
amazing.
too. That'd be cool.
I'm gonna try to go to PAX South too, but I have to look into it first.
I was
So
thinking
then
about
me
it,
and
and I
Chachi,
saw the
like,
tickets go on sale, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not ready!
Yeah.
Come join us. Me and Chachi would, we could have, a meetup, and it'd be great. Do it. Come on. Come.
Do it.
Come join
Okay.
us.
Okay.
Join
I
Which is
will-
way out in the
But I
terminus
heard the
systems.
weekend passes are out now, and you'd have to
No,
buy
you can buy it each
individual.
day individually.
It's the same price, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Oh,
just...
then what's the point?
Because some
it's-
people don't want to
I think you have to check in each day versus checking in once.
No, you don't have
Oh,
to check
I
in at all, but some people just don't want to have to pay for the 3. The
Oh,
way that
so-
they sell their passes is so that they know exactly how many people to expect at
Right.
the maximum. So
Okay.
yeah. They're probably going
Makes
to get rid
sense.
of 3-day passes on all the cons in the future, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, well...
But yeah,
I'll
you
look
should
into
come,
it.
because then we can all meet up and be in 7 Radio together.
Oh,
We
yeah.
could all be in person.
there you go.
Oh, yeah. In January. Imagine if they gave us some information then also.
Yeah, that could happen.
Well, this thing called PAX typically tends to be an event where things
A big deal.
happen, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
PAX
and
South
in
is
fact, last
new.
PAX South they gave us exclusives about multiplayer, so they have given
Yeah.
exclusives before.
Yeah, and
It's
with
new
N7 Day
and it's
being...
trying to grow. Maybe they'll
Yeah.
give some
And 7
info.
Day will open the doors to the wonderland of Mass Effect Andromeda information wherever you look.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Month after month of information.
could happen.
It would be amazing.
We're
Yeah.
gonna be so disappointed if it doesn't happen.
No.
I think by this point they know that they should do something just
I think
to
everyone's
not anger
expecting
people.
it.
Yeah, when
Mhm.
everyone
Everyone's
expects it, they kind of have to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
Like
to-
with E3 this year, everyone was kind of expecting something,
Yeah.
so they kind of had to do something.
something.
Well, at San Diego Comic-Con, some people were kind of, for some reason, expecting some exclusives to be released, even though it's
Yeah.
a Comic-Con, not a gaming convention. And they didn't give us any exclusives, but they did bring in a cluster of Mass Effect fans for purportedly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did bring them in, had them all sign NDAs, and gave them some sort of undisclosed information.
One of those people was Kay.
What?
Mm,
Are you serious?
No, I did that a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
I didn't go to San Diego Comic-Con this year. A couple years ago,
Uh-huh.
they had a thing that I can't talk about.
That's okay. But they did that again.
Okay, so
this
Kay
last
wasn't
year.
one of those people.
So.
She was one of the other people.
They do have outreach things for fans at Comic-Con San Diego. I call it Comic-Con because that's the only Comic-Con over here.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they do have fan outreach things and share some tasty little tidbits.
There you go.
They're starting to put a lot of
we can't
focus
talk
on
about.
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I mean, if you remember all the original Mako prototype footage, that was first
That was-
shown at a Comic-Con.
Right. It's,
yeah, that was at
it's
Comic-Con
huge.
2 years ago.
I stopped going because it was so huge.
Yeah, I've heard Comic Con is really for a con is really hard to get around because it's
Yeah.
really packed.
Well, because
Yeah.
it's not just comics at all. It obviously
It's everything.
has games and then really popular movies and TV. So it's just
It's got
enormous.
everything.
Yeah,
Everything
and there's
con.
celebrities walking around and
This
yeah.
is the
Fandom
Con.
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 It's
Are they going to
fandom
be
cons,
at New
man.
York Comic Con this month?
Oh yeah.
We need to
I
check
don't-
on that. If somebody
They're
knows who's
not-
listening to this.
They're not. It wasn't on their list of events
Wasn't?
that BioWare was attending.
Okay, then we're good. Phew.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting.
We're missing out.
So, at least we know it's going to be less than a month until we get at least the beginning to the storm of Mass Effect information. So, I mean, mark your calendars and start out checking down the days. Why do I keep hitting myself on this table?
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
It's like
But,
this table hates me.
Like, what? Okay, if you could pick one detail to find out on 7 Day, what would it be?
Oh, man.
You know,
One? Just one?
it's
Just
a cross
one.
between who the main character is or what the just synopsis of the story is going to be. But when I say synopsis, I don't want them to just say, you're going to go to the Andromeda Galaxy and kill aliens. I'm like, you gave me one tiny more
I
detail.
think
wanna
that's
know,
kind of already confirmed.
Yeah, well, hopefully
I
this
think-
isn't just like Mass Effect Andromeda Peace Walker. Hug everything. Shake hands.
Well, they confirmed that it would
everything.
still be a third-person shooter, so...
You can still hug things from a third person perspective with a gun in your hand.
You could do a lot in third person.
Yeah, you can do a lot in that. I can tell you exactly what I am not only wanting, but expecting.
Yes.
Okay, what
Y'all
is
got
it?
very quiet.
Weird.
A screenshot of my boy Joker. Just saying.
Oh, no.
Not letting it go. No time soon.
You're gonna
you
hang
imagine-
on to that forever.
What would you
Until
do
the
if it
game
was a
comes out and then
screenshot of-
beyond. Huh?
What would you do if it was a screenshot of like Cyborg, Joker, and Edie sitting in the cockpit, and in the cockpit window view you see the Andromeda Galaxy coming into
I would
play, like they're
cry
flying
the
towards
biggest
That
it?
would be
tears in
so
the
awesome.
planet ever.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
What if Joker was the main enemy and you were forced to kill him?
Shut up! Get out of the podcast. Go away forever. Bye. All right? No, not going there.
That would suck though, if like one of the characters from the previous game ended up being the evil antagonist and you had to like just kill them because they've changed
That would be
and torn
weird,
between
really.
want to like
I don't
Yeah.
think that would happen because they're not gonna bring any major characters back at all.
Yeah,
Minor
especially
Stop
not
talking
like
to
but-
either. Kay, how you doing? You're now my only friend here. I don't like any.
Oh, wow.
I think for me, the biggest thing that I really want, like you said, Raizer, is just to know who this protagonist is, a little bit more about what their story is, who they are, where they're coming from, what they're doing, what their goals are. If they like long walks on the beach.
What
If
is
they
your
like
favorite flavor of
margaritas and
Pop-Tart?
walking in the
They
rain.
like pina coladas.
Oh, pina coladas. I said margarita. What?
You're gone too. Sorry,
Yeah,
you're out.
that's what I want to know the most, I think.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same too. Like, I would really want. I think I would probably place like story synopsis ahead of protagonist because I think we know more about protagonists currently than we do about the actual story.
Well, in most BioWare games, you build your own protagonist in a way.
Yeah,
That's
they
true.
said.
It's like they let you make the templates and then you just paint on the canvas of who you want to be.
Oh, beautiful metaphor.
They said that it would be. It wouldn't be how how in Mass Effect Shepard is already kind of notorious. You'd kind of start as like some non-important person, and then the story is about your rise to being an important person.
Seems to be following the trend with Inquisition, where you go from being random prisoner blamed for everything.
But I
to-
mean, that's a pretty popular archetype.
Yeah, especially for Elder Scrolls games. You start as the prisoner,
Yes.
everyone.
Always a
Elder Scrolls
prisoner.
6, you are now a prisoner again. It's like, why? Just, how
What
many
did I
criminals
do?
exist in this universe? And why are they all heroes all of a sudden? What's happening?
Yeah.
Why can't the just innocent farmer kid become the hero? Why is it always the ex-serial killer lockpick guy? Like, you get to be the hero now, lockpick guy. Go forth and buy millions of houses. Like, it's like, does karma affect anything? But no, I wonder what it would be though. Like, man, there's just so many things in my head of what this character could be and exactly what their rise would be. Because you think going to the Andromeda Galaxy, there wouldn't be much rising through the ranks because everybody, I mean, there'd be a limited amount of people from the Milky Way, and they all would have their assigned things.
Well, so what I think could happen, so if you go back to the N7 day concept art, there's that one that kind of it looks like the inside of a space station, but then there's panels that make it look like there's a sky, so it kind of looks like a long-term sort of civilization and spaceship sort of thing.
Right.
So I'm thinking maybe that's what was used in getting to Andromeda, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then if you have this civilization, obviously this civilization has some form of government, and that some form of government is going to have some sort of enforcing force, like police or army or something. So obviously that police or army or something is going to have some sort of combat training. So we could be in that thing there.
So we could become the leader of pretty much the arc for the Milky Way expedition, because that would make sense, because if you looked at the sky, it looked similar to the Citadel almost, but it wasn't the Citadel.
Yeah.
Well, the Citadel doesn't show clouds, does it?
Yeah, and the Presidium they have.
Oh, the Presidium, okay. It could be, like that, it's clouds and stuff, and then we're, say, low down in the military, and then we go on this mission and we do something awesome and get promoted and do more awesome things and get more promoted and stuff.
That'd be interesting. I could see something like that. Maybe we're part of the team that sent out to explore the Andromeda Galaxy, like the expedition team, and we prove our worth in some mission where we find something of value but are ambushed, and we show that, hey, we can make good decisions quickly and we're skilled and all this stuff. So it gets us noticed, kind of, so that'd be really interesting. And I wonder if that inside picture you talked about with all the clouds, if that would be inside of that other concept art from N7 Day last year of the giant space station ship with the strange
I think
portal.
we kind of thought that was how we got to Andromeda when we talked in that. I think it was the second episode how we got to Andromeda. I think that's kind of what we kind of determined, because it looked like there's a big portally thing,
exactly,
rainbow, all that
That's
stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, so now for my favorite part of this whole entire podcast, aside from talking about Joker coming back, it's gonna happen, I swear! We're gonna reach into our viewer mailbag! We always ask you guys to send us emails at our email, which is N7radio official@gmail.com, or to comment on our videos, or just yell stuff at us on Twitter, whatever you want to do. We are getting to the point where we are getting so much from you guys that we have to pick and choose. So if your comments were not read out on the air, please know we do see every single bit of it, and we appreciate it all. And we may even save it for
save it for
future podcasts. Yeah, you guys are amazing. So, however, that said, I need to just say a quick little word to Blair Stone, who emailed us and said, maybe the Quarians won't be there in Andromeda. No. Go home. Sleep. You're grounded. No, don't you? Well, no. That email hurt my heart.
So look at it this way: they were kind of like a race that all clustered together.
Stop it with your logic.
Yeah, stop it. I don't want to hear your logic, okay?
And then the Geth kind of all ended up together in the end as well.
But you know who else came back against all odds? Shepard. So, okay?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to hear any of it. I don't want to hear any of your logic. Alright, but the actual email I want to read out is from Mossfire.
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 The prestigious Mossfire campgrounds, where you can be lit on fire and covered in moss.
Mossfire kind of sounds like a game developer to me. Mossfire Entertainment.
It does, yeah.
We love your name, Mossfire.
Yeah, lots of love.
Congratulations.
May your moss forever be fire. Do you think moss could actually burn, though? Because it is.
I think they use it
it's
to create smoke signals.
It is.
It's used, I think, to make
I'm
smoke
sorry.
signals.
Sorry, Mossfire. You just got me thinking. Okay. Hey, N7 Radio. I really love your videos. I found them over the weekend, and I listened to your first and second one straight in a row. Anyway, now that we know...
2 hours.
Huh?
That's 2
That's
hours
2
of
hours
dedication.
We love you. Thank you.
Yeah, and this was before the MD interview came out, so I'm sure Mossfire has visited that one as well.
Mossfire.
Mossfire.
Mossfire 2015.
Anyway, Mossfire writes, now that we know from the trailer that the focus character isn't us, well, at least in the trailer, do you think that the portrayed human female might be? As with the earlier Mass Effect games, you were only able to take 2 squad mates with you on missions, so the other 2 could be the trailer character and the Krogan. What do you think about that? Also, I recently replayed ME1 and came across a Prothean ruin on an Earth-like planet that had a sphere with it. Confused about the written vision it gave me after I inserted the trinket the Asari consort on the Citadel gave me after I solved her problem, I did some research. Apparently the fact that you found it came up somewhere as an event that was supposed to affect the story, but it never came up. Do you think loose ends like that could be resolved in MEA? I can't wait to watch your next video. Along with that, I hope Kay feels better. And in parentheses, they put assuming direct hugs and then made a little huggy man that kind of looks like a Pikachu.
Oh, huggy man.
Thank you, Mossfire.
Yes.
Mossfire.
And Mossfire ends it saying, thank you for reading. P.S. I'm really hoping for more than the baby Krogan. Seriously.
Yay!
We want more than the baby Krogans. We want so many of them, actually. We want
Hashtag
4 or 5.
So I kind of like the idea of, we had like the guy that the trailer protag who we decided is probably not our protag, or our player character rather. And then there was like the female body and the Krogan. I think it would be cool if the female body was the female human body that you saw was the player character. That would make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel kind of weird about that.
What?
Yeah.
Because, I feel like it would have been more likely to be a squad mate than to be, because then why would they... I don't know.
Well, there are 3 characters. One of them is obviously the guy who was at the star map. Who we thought isn't.
And he's not the protagonist. I think it'd be weird for them to, do the trailer from the point of view of one of our squad mates and us being just there on the side. I don't know.
I kind of had a theory to where, like how you said earlier, we start off and rise up from the ranks. Maybe we start off under the guidance of that N7 operative. Maybe he is the squad leader until...
He's like our Anderson, kind of.
He might die or get forced into retirement or shot out of an airlock.
The Jenkins of Mass Effect and Andromeda.
Corporal Jenkins. Now, he looked like Franklin the Turtle, if you know who I'm talking about, the cartoon character. His little bloated weird face. I'm from Mass Effect 1 animation times. I'm 12 years old. I've played it recently and it's just, wow, he looks weird. All the other characters look fine, but Jenkins, no, Jenkins.
Poor
Why
Jenkins.
didn't you wear helmets on the ship at all times? Oh, wow.
So the particular female humanoid character, we know that it's like a shotgun, and then a lot of people think she's because the helmet has a point, but the helmet, until it comes off, I don't know, it could be it. I think it's also very likely to be human, so I don't know.
It's probably human, but anything could be under that helmet, really. Any race, for all we know.
It could be bees embodying a suit.
It could be Sarah with her bees.
Bees, Michael.
Yeah. What else did Mossfire say?
I know, there's something else that I wanted to say, and now I forgot what.
He was talking about that orb and the rest of the loose ends.
Oh, yeah,
I specifically remember that mission, actually.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite little things to read. I mean, it's really long, but it's so interesting. It gives you so much information in just a little side mission that you could possibly not even come across very easily, and it's like it just gives you so much about how it reminds me of have you guys read or watched the movie 2001?
I haven't.
2001
it's so
Space
good.
Odyssey?
You
Or what are you
should,
talking
if you
about?
like sci-fi.
You mean 2001 Space Odyssey?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And it reminded me of that, just that there's this kind of a force that's helping evolution along, and I don't know, it just gave this kind of mysterious but awesome feel. That was like one of my favorite missions in the whole game.
That's essentially what the Protheans did too. To the humans, the
Exactly.
Solarians. I mean, they talked about when the Solarians used to lick their eyes. And
Yeah, exactly.
But I think, like, in terms of things like that coming back, I think it will only be, like, small references, because the story is supposed to be pretty separate. It's a whole nother galaxy. So I think it would only be major things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like how the ending of Mass Effect 3 was, or references to, like, the genophage, like, things like that. Like, I don't think it's not, like, again, it's not Mass Effect 4, it's Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, it's a very separate story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Melange, I can't pronounce, commented on our episode with GamerMD83, where I was totally outnumbered by Garrismancers. So this will be a very interesting story for her or him to tell us. It's so funny. I started playing Mass Effect 2 last year, actually, because my boyfriend first introduced me to Mass Effect, and I had a hard time getting into older mechanics of Mass Effect 1, so I just started with 2. She started romancing Garrus, not knowing anything about Caden, and then bumped into Caden and was like, "What? So much tension, much romance! Oh my god, what is this? I don't know." And I didn't realize at the time that there's Mass Effect 3. So, so Melange was like, "Well, get on with Garrus because there's this, like, suicide mission thing and we're all gonna die." And then Mass Effect 3 came out, and Melange romanced the hell out of Caden after 3 and went back to 1 and then did it. And then, but the voice actor, Melange said Raphael Sabar's voice was just like, oh,
Yeah.
I feel like my feelings were the opposite.
I will romance anything. Like I watched Once Upon a Time, and I was trying to figure out how to romance Jiminy Cricket. It's awkward, okay? Like, anything Raphael Sabarge does, I need.
I did the exact same. I was like, that's Caden in cricket form. Oh my god.
I've never thought about a character in the form of a cricket. That's a new one.
Just don't question me, okay?
Don't question it, alright?
Oh, wow.
Kay, you had a comment thing.
Oh my god, I'm hearing Raizer double.
I can hear you double.
We must
I
be
don't
on
hear
like
it.
2 calls. What the heck is going on? Anyways, okay.
Okay.
So, Ren Howell left me an interesting
Ran
comment on
Howell. That sounds a
my
lot
video. It's a theory that he has, and I will read it to you. In the Milky Way, chronologically paralleling the Shepard storyline, the Council decides to fund a backup plan in case the Reapers destroy everything. They create an arcology ship, which carries hundreds of sentient species in the galaxy, as well as archives of their history, technology, and culture. At some point after the start of the invasion, but prior to the end events of ME3, the ship is sent out to the Andromeda galaxy using conventional engine drives. Everyone is put into hypersleep, and, without the aid of a relay, begins a 1,000-year journey. The event at the end of Mass Effect 3 does not reach them, as its impact was local to the Milky Way galaxy, which they escaped. The game takes place soon after the arcology ship arrives and begins to explore the Andromeda galaxy. Even though hundreds or thousands of years have passed, to the crew it feels like they went to sleep and just woke up. The racial divisions, history, politics, and even possibly the memory of some of Shepard's choices in the Milky Way are all fresh with the crew. However, now they must colonize, explore, and meet a host of new star systems, races, and threats.
Yes! Yes! I love every bit of that. Oh my god.
I do too. I think that would be
that's
awesome.
pretty much like similar to the ARC theory, the
Yes.
ARC fan theory. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that we kind of go on some sort of sleeper
Definitely.
100,000-year thing over to Andromeda.
That
Did you
ties
guys see
in very
that
well.
movie Pandorum? Is that what it's called?
You mean Avatar?
No. Fuck. I can't think of what it's called, but it's like about people that go into hypersleep and then they wake up all like fucked up, basically. But that kind of reminds me of that, where...
Or, it also happened in, oh god, what was that recent movie? I'm gonna remember it.
Is it
Hold on.
Prometheus?
It had Matthew McConaughey in it.
No, it's not Prometheus then.
I don't know. He stopped doing chick flicks, so I have no clue what he does anymore. So behind.
Huh.
Interstellar.
Okay.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
I have not seen that one.
Oh, it's good. You need to go watch it.
Okay, right now.
Like, right now.
Okay.
Like,
Well, let's end the
leave
podcast first.
immediately. And it's actually kind of long, but it's good long. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, even if it's not like a 100,000-year journey, no matter what the way of getting to Andromeda is, I could kind of see it probably being an arc-type scenario. Even if it's through a portal instantly or a 100,000-year stasis journey, it's probably still going to be an arc thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we all subscribing to this arc theory?
I'm in it to win.
I am
Yes.
too.
I am 3.
Yeah.
Red
I like
wins.
to be different, but I like it.
It sounds... the arc theory sounds really plausible.
Sounds legit.
It just sounds plausible, the most plausible, you know, out of anything that I could fathom about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And of what little we do know already, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it would just make sense for the scenario taking place in the Milky Way galaxy anyway, with the Reapers running around knocking over all the Kool-Aid tables and everything.
Or, what if Shepard actually failed, and then this was the backup plan? And then they leave, like, after Shepard fails. Because then everything else would have everything would have happened, kind of, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it takes a long time for the Reapers to wipe out an entire galaxy. So they could have had this sort of backup plan, and then when, like, they built the backup plan when they were, say, building the Crucible, and then everybody hops on this arc thing and then leaves. Because then they would know everything that happened, basically.
So you're saying that if Shepard failed, the Reapers could still be back in the Milky Way waiting for the new cycle?
Ooh.
That's kind of creepy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Still waiting.
The cycle began again.
Dun, dun, dun.
Maybe the Mass Effect 4 or 5, 6, whatever the next one's gonna be. Because this one isn't necessarily Mass Effect 4, and my BioWare's like, it's not Mass Effect 4! It's a reboot, you know, so... Maybe the next one will be Milky Way returned. Reapers again.
Reapers
again.
Reapers again.
Oh, wow.
Well, we've come to the end of our podcast once again. But we'll be back again next week, so be sure to catch us.
You can find us on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and you can also email us at n7radioofficial@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you and hear your comments and questions that we would love to feature in an upcoming podcast like we did today.
And don't forget, sharing is caring. So, if you enjoy this show, please share it with all of your friends and family, neighborhood dogs, go hand it to BioWare, whatever you feel like doing. Definitely make sure that you go through and subscribe to each and every one of our individual channels, just for funsies and because it's a great way to show support. If you hit the thumbs up or like buttons on all of our videos as well, that also helps us to get better ratings. The better ratings, the more coverage, the more people join Mass Effect Nation. Also, please leave reviews, especially on iTunes and on our individual YouTube channels.
Make sure to tune in next Thursday for the next episode of N7 Radio. We're back on schedule of 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure to tune in and look forward to our next videos at the same time this time. And as always, thanks for watching. Kila Salai, Mass Effect Nation.